Getting to know the world around us is important, and now there are more opportunities for teens to travel than ever before. Let's talk about some of this with Ned Clark, Vice President and Program Director for Travel for Teens. He's joining me along with student traveler Jacob Steinberg-Otter. Gentlemen, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
Okay, so I want to start, you know what, let me start with you, Jacob. You're a teen traveler. You've actually done this. What did you learn? First of all, where did you go?
I went to Cinque Terre, which is in the Italian Riviera. It's a beautiful place, probably the most beautiful place that I've ever been to. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot about the area, about the Italian culture, cuisine, art, as well as learning about photography.
Did it change your life?
Without a doubt.
Wow,
Life-changing experience.
That's the point, Ned, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, for parents who are thinking, I mean, a lot of parents probably want to ship their teens off for good, but this is temporary.
Yes.
Great experience, right?
Yes. It's a cultural exploration. So it's a chance to get outside of your comfort zone that you're used to at home and learn a new way of life. And that's a skill set you can bring home all the way through learning the cultural norms, how to interact with a new culture, as well as the public transit, and it gives you more confidence to be able to approach life, especially when you make the transition from middle school to high school and then high school to college.
Well, and speaking of college, I mean, it's so competitive, and I feel like, you know, kids from the very start now are putting resumes together of their life. Does something like this give them a bit of an upper hand, like for when Jacob starts looking at colleges? And I mean, does something like this help on the resume?
Absolutely. In the hyper-competitive world of college admissions, it's no longer good enough to have good grades and be good at sports. You have to have additional things to differentiate yourself from the masses that are applying for the top schools.
Okay, and there are of course things that probably you needed to know before you went on your trip, Ned. We want to share them. We're going to put up a full screen to help folks at home kind of walk through this with us. So Travel for Teens, the first thing you should do, Ned, why should you alert your bank that you'll be traveling out of the country?
If you don't alert your bank that you're traveling outside of the country, when you try and withdraw funds or use your card, they're going to shut it down because they'll think it's fraud.
All right, Jacob, did you check the local weather forecast? Did you figure out what you needed to wear?
Yes, I did. Very hot in Italy, but
it
was beautiful there. I loved it.
All right, what about becoming familiar with the cultural norms of politeness? What are we getting at there?
When you travel abroad, if you want to be treated like a local, you need to have invested a little bit of time into the nuances of what is going to upset the local people, and conversely, have them recognize that you've put effort into really understanding their way of life.
Learning to respect another culture.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Turn off those apps on the smartphone. Did you do it?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. Why should you?
If you don't, you will get charged huge data charges because you don't realize that your Facebook and your Twitter is constantly importing data. So you can come home with a nice fat cell phone bill, which will not.
Mom and Dad don't like
that.
that.
No, they're not going to make. It's not going to make them happy.
And of course, read up on local news and events, just so you know a little bit about what's going on. Finally, in our last few seconds here, we want to talk about a contest that Travel for Teens is running. What is that all about?
TravelForTeens.com is running a contest sponsored around the idea of international friendship. We believe it's one of the paramount reasons why people travel internationally is to recognize new cultures and make new friends. We have an essay contest for teenagers, 7th through 12th grade, 300 to 500 words, and it runs through May 2nd. The goal of it being express in an essay what is the importance of international friendship, and as a result you can win an all-expenses paid trip to do a community service program in Cinque Terre, the same one that Jacob did last summer.
Okay, and so would you recommend some teens who are maybe watching this taking advantage of the opportunity that you took advantage of?
Without a doubt. It was a life-changing experience. It was the best summer of my life. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have to thank TFT and especially Ned, who led the trip, for giving me such a great summer.
What a summer camp, right? In another country. Very cool. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And the website, travelforteens.com. Check it out. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're back in a moment.